I don't know if it's the same for you, but my internet experience is being flooded by people talking about AI. It's everywhere. It's AI-generated art to AI replacing scripts and copywriting to what we are going to talk about today. AI replacing musicians. If you're new here, I make videos on music, songwriting, and trying to find a way as an overall creative in today's online world. I also happen to have 2 degrees in philosophy, so for today's video, let's go deep. I want to chime in on this debate. I recently watched Rick Beato talk about AI in computer-generated songs. In that video, Beato referenced Billy Corgan and his thoughts on how AI systems will completely dominate music, which I think could be true depending on how we define AI, but also on how we define music. So let's break down these things a bit more. What I like to do when I think about a topic is to break it down into possible definitions, to see where they take us as a way to create a better map for what we're dealing with. For example, what do we mean by music if we say it will be dominated by AI systems? Are we talking about performing music in a live setting? Because that will most likely not be dominated by AI systems at all unless you predict a future of holograms and backing tracks running the show. Next, we have songs written by AI. Here it could be songs written by computers but with real instruments played by real people. Or it can be AI all the way where everything is generated, polished, and tuned by AI. But is that really so different from today's music? Even parts played or composed by real people today get tuned, edited, synced up, and just polished to quote-unquote perfection. I would say music like that already dominates popular music, radio play, and the charts. We already have factory-produced music, for lack of a better term, where we just kind of put a pretty face to front the music, but the rest is pretty much done by computers. Of course, there are examples of amazing talent fronting these operations as well, but it's not always the case. Besides, often the star of the show is really the production. Even in the cases where the person fronting the money-making operation can really sing. But the song is still written by like 14 hand-picked songwriters and made by a few producers and engineers and whatnot, and then the face is still just the face of the song. The song is not the result of one person's artistic vision or artistic mind, or even a group of artists or musicians who spend their lives mastering their instruments. It's a product of something else, a cog in something bigger. Now, I want to stay clear of too much judgment here, because ultimately, at the end of the day, if you like that song, or if it connects in any way with you, that's what matters. You may not care at all about how the song was made, if any of it is played by a human being, or if it's auto-tuned to death. And there's nothing wrong in that at all. This is not about gatekeeping taste or looking down on younger generations for not appreciating real music. No. In fact, I have a really hard time understanding how anyone can say that one kind of music is better, or that my taste is somehow better than yours. Different? Yes, of course, but better? Better at what? There is no intrinsically better, just better at making me feel a certain way, better at making me get up and move. Yes, just better doesn't make any sense. And this is a very subjective thing, right? The relationship we have with a song it's ours. It's personal by definition. For example, first I wanted to call this video "Why I Can't Get Excited by AI-Generated Music." But that was until I realized that that's not exactly true. Because I've gotten more and more used to the idea that there will be people, very creative people, who will use these AI systems to create totally new things. The creativity is then found in how can you utilize the AI, for example. It becomes another tool, another technology to apply creatively. No one today will argue that distortion destroyed music, or that synthesizers made pianos obsolete. Or take something like a DAW. I would argue the DAW made music more equal. Suddenly you can make music even if you don't have a lot of money, or if your parents can't afford instruments or music classes or places to rehearse growing up. Or perhaps your talent as a creative wasn't in playing an instrument, but in something else, something less defined by one specific skill to do with an instrument. But let's say you have a unique vision and can utilize plugins and technology to achieve that. Why not AI? I mean, if you're the one with the clear idea and the one with the vision of how to utilize the AI and the individual components generated by the AI, then then you're the director of that experience. Yeah, okay, maybe more songs in the charts will be AI-produced songs, and maybe some of these songwriters will be made redundant, but if you're the kind of person that's bothered by all that, you're probably not the kind of person who would listen to songs written by these songwriters. You know what I mean? And that brings me to the other point I wanted to make. Music listeners. A lot of people listen to songs, to playlists, and to whatever they like without much thought or care about who wrote the song or even the name of the artist or band behind it. Let's call them casual listeners. These people will not care about where the music comes from or how it came about, as long as what they hear has the desired effect on them, right? For me, it's not really like that. I like artistry and I care a lot about who performs it, how they feel about it, what it means to them, and what their vision is, why they make music even, their experience as human beings in this world. I want all of that, right? So let's make it easy and call me and others like me active listeners. The ones who want to feel like there's something there, something more, or something bigger. For me, and I imagine for you, if you're anything like this, a song is empty without at least some of that something. The human being behind it, or it's at least being placed in some other kind of category in at least my mind, almost like it's an empty song, like something I can enjoy and appreciate for its production, let's say, but it's never going to be more than something that sounds interesting to my ears and that I can find inspiration in sonically. But it's not going to reach the heart. It won't get further than the ears. It's not going to move me or make me care, right? It's not gonna get me through tough times or change me. But artists do. Human beings sharing their experience going through life can. That's the music for me. That's why I tend to follow artists and bands rather than songs. Their approach to songwriting matters. I find it interesting, inspiring, and fascinating. Their creative process matters. How they live their lives matters to me. If I learn that an artist I like is horrible person, let's say, it's going to be really hard for me to enjoy their music after that. It just dies. And I kind of can't help that. I don't choose it, but that's how it is for me. So, will AI make artists irrelevant? No. Some artists will apply and utilize AI, and some might even go a little nuts with it, but some will hate it the same way they hate pitch correction and gridded drums. I will probably listen to music by both camps and everyone in between. So would I care if the charts are dominated by AI generated music? No, because I don't really care about that kind of music to begin with, for the same reasons that I don't really care about AI. And I feel pretty confident that I'm not alone in that opinion. And also, what stops us from enjoying music created by human beings even with AI on the scene? We can still support artists, go to their shows, buy their music, and enjoy it even more if it comes to it. Let AI do its thing somewhere over there. Who cares? The point is that things will change. I mean, no doubt about it. But don't they always? Haven't they always? They just don't have to change me, that's all. Please let me know in the comments how you feel about AI. Do you feel threatened that it's taking over the arts? Do you feel excited about its potential? Or are you like me where you just kind of feel nothing? Because I kind of just feel nothing. Like, I don't care about AI. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please take care. Have a great day wherever you are. Bye-bye.